Most people try to become powerful by adding more skills, more effort, more visibility. But what if that's exactly why they stay weak? Because real power isn't built by addition. It's built by elimination. The behaviors you think are harmless, the habits you justify, the reactions you ignore, those are the things quietly destroying your leverage. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this clearly. Powerful men don't announce their transformation. They remove what makes them predictable and say nothing. In this video, you'll uncover 10 things you must quietly eliminate to become powerful. No noise, no validation, no warnings. Watch carefully, because once you recognize these patterns, you'll realize how much control you've been giving away without even noticing. The need for approval. Most people never realize this. The moment you seek approval, you give away control. It doesn't look dangerous at first. It feels normal. You explain your decisions. You adjust your behavior. You wait for reactions before feeling confident. But underneath all of that, something else is happening. You are handing your power to other people's opinions. Niccolo Machiavelli understood a brutal truth about human nature. The person who needs validation becomes predictable. And once you are predictable, you are easy to influence, easy to pressure, and easy to control. Because your decisions are no longer yours. They are shaped by how you think others will respond. This is where weakness begins. When approval becomes important, you start filtering yourself. You hesitate before speaking. You soften your stance. You avoid conflict even when it's necessary. Not because it's the right move, because you want to be accepted. And people can sense that. They may not say it directly, but they recognize when someone is seeking validation. And once they see it, the dynamic shifts. Respect decreases. Influence weakens. Your presence becomes easier to ignore. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that power belongs to those who appear self-contained. A person who does not need approval cannot be easily manipulated, because there is nothing to leverage. No external reaction defines them. No opinion controls their direction. They move based on internal decisions, not social feedback. This is what makes them dangerous. Eliminating the need for approval is not about becoming cold or distant. It is about removing dependency. The moment you stop needing others to confirm your value, your behavior changes. You speak with clarity. You act without hesitation. You stop negotiating your identity in front of people who never had the authority to define it. And once that shift happens, control quietly returns to you. Explaining yourself. People think explaining themselves builds respect. They believe clarity earns understanding. That if they just say more, justify more, prove more, people will finally see their intention. But Niccolo Machiavelli understood something most people never accept. The more you explain yourself, the less powerful you appear. Because explanation signals something subtle. It signals that you are seeking permission to be understood. And the moment you do that, the balance shifts. You are no longer holding your position. You are defending it. This is where control begins to slip. When you constantly explain your actions, your decisions, your behavior, you reveal more than information. You reveal your need to be accepted, to be agreed with, to be validated. And that gives others leverage. Because now they know something important about you. You care what they think. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that powerful individuals do not waste energy justifying themselves to those who have no authority over them. They understand that explanation invites judgment, and judgment creates hierarchy. The more you explain, the more you place yourself in a position where others feel entitled to evaluate you, to question you, to challenge you, to approve or reject your reasoning. And once that dynamic is established, you are no longer operating as an equal. You are operating as someone seeking approval. Power moves differently. It acts with clarity, not justification. When a decision is made, it stands on its own. Not every action needs to be explained. Not every move requires an audience. Silence, in many cases, holds more authority than explanation ever could, because silence removes the opportunity for others to negotiate your position. When you stop over-explaining, something changes. People begin to adjust to you instead of the other way around. They interpret your actions instead of questioning them. And that shift, quiet as it is where real control begins to return. If this hit deeper than it should have, comment awake right now and subscribe before you go back to being someone others can read. Emotional reactivity. Most people lose control long before they realize it. Not through failure, not through weakness, through reaction. The moment something triggers you, your tone changes, your expression shifts, your behavior becomes predictable. And in that moment, control quietly leaves your hands. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this clearly. The person who can provoke you can control you. Emotional reactivity reveals your pressure points. It shows others exactly where to apply force. Anger, frustration, defensiveness. These are not just emotions, they are signals. Signals that tell others how to move you. When someone sees what disturbs you, they gain information. And information in the wrong hands becomes leverage. This is why emotional control is not optional. It is strategic. When you react instantly, you are not choosing your response. You are following a pattern, and patterns are easy to exploit. People begin anticipating your behavior. They learn what triggers you and when. Once that happens, the interaction is no longer equal. They are leading. You are responding. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that power belongs to those who can observe without revealing. The more composed you remain, the less information you give away. Calmness creates uncertainty, and uncertainty makes others hesitate. When someone cannot predict your reaction, they lose their advantage. They become careful. They start adjusting their behavior instead of trying to control yours. That is where the dynamic shifts. Eliminating emotional reactivity does not mean feeling nothing. It means not displaying everything. You still experience anger, frustration, pressure, but you decide when, where, and if it becomes visible, because the moment your emotions stop being automatic, they stop being a weakness and start becoming a weapon. Oversharing your plans. People destroy their own momentum before they even begin. Not because the plan was weak, but because they revealed it too early. They talk about what they're going to do. They explain their goals. They share details, timelines, intentions, believing it builds support or accountability. Niccolo Machiavelli understood the opposite. The more you reveal your plans, the more vulnerable they become, because every plan exposed becomes open to interference. When people know your direction, they can question it, delay it, or quietly work against it. Not always out of malice, but out of their own interests, insecurities, or need to maintain their position. Information gives others access, and access creates risk. Oversharing does something even more subtle. It drains your internal drive. The moment you speak about a plan, your mind begins to feel as if progress has already been made. You receive reactions, feedback, sometimes even praise, and that creates a false sense of completion. Action slows down, focus weakens. The energy that should have been directed toward execution gets spent on talking. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that powerful individuals move in silence, not because they have nothing to say, but because they understand timing. A plan should not be exposed while it is still fragile. It should be protected. When you operate quietly, no one can anticipate your next move. No one can prepare against it. You retain control over the outcome because you control the information surrounding it. Silence creates advantage because people cannot interfere with what they cannot see. Eliminating the habit of oversharing changes how you operate. You stop seeking reactions. You stop announcing intentions. You focus on execution instead of explanation. And when the result finally appears, it speaks with far more authority than any plan ever could. Attachment to outcomes. Most people lose power the moment they become attached to an outcome. They want a specific result, a specific reaction, a specific answer, and without realizing it, that desire begins controlling their behavior. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this clearly. The person who needs a particular outcome becomes predictable, because when you are attached, you start adjusting. You become more careful, more reactive, more willing to compromise just to secure the result you want. And that shift is visible. People can sense when you need something, and the moment they sense it, the dynamic changes. Because now they have leverage. They know you are invested. They know your decisions are tied to a specific result, and that knowledge allows them to influence your behavior without direct effort. This is where control begins to slip. Attachment creates pressure inside your own mind. You begin overthinking. You try to manage every detail. You react to small changes as if they matter more than they actually do. Your focus narrows. Your flexibility disappears. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that powerful individuals operate with direction, not dependency. They move toward outcomes, but they are not controlled by them. Because when you are not attached, you are free to act strategically. You can walk away. You can change approach. You can delay action without emotional pressure. And that freedom makes you harder to influence. Eliminating attachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop needing. You still aim for the result, but your identity is not tied to it. Your behavior remains steady regardless of how things unfold, because the moment you detach from the outcome, you regain control over your decisions. And the person who controls their decisions controls the game. The habit of seeking validation. People don't notice when validation becomes a habit. It starts subtly. You share something and wait for a reaction. You make a decision and look for approval. You say something and measure how it lands. At first, it feels harmless, but over time it becomes dependency. Niccolo Machiavelli understood that the need for validation is one of the easiest weaknesses to exploit, because once you rely on external reactions, your behavior stops being self-directed. It becomes audience-controlled. You begin adjusting your words, your tone, your choices, not based on strategy, but based on how you think others will respond. And that shift is dangerous, because the moment your direction depends on approval, anyone who controls that approval controls you. They don't need authority. They don't need power. They only need your attention. Validation creates a loop. You act, you receive feedback, you adjust, you seek more feedback. And with every cycle, your independence weakens. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that powerful individuals do not operate from reaction. They operate from internal certainty. They do not need constant confirmation because their decisions are not built on external approval. That is what makes them stable. And stability creates influence. When you remove the habit of seeking validation, something shifts. You stop performing. You stop explaining. You stop waiting. Your actions become deliberate, because they are no longer shaped by how others might judge them. And people notice that, not consciously, but instinctively. A person who does not seek validation becomes difficult to read, difficult to influence, and difficult to control, because there is nothing to reward, nothing to withdraw, nothing to manipulate. And in a world where most people are driven by approval, that makes you dangerous. Weak associations. Most people think power is built individually, through effort, through discipline, through personal decisions. But Niccolo Machiavelli understood something deeper. Power is shaped by proximity. The people around you are not neutral. They influence how you think, how you act, and how far you are willing to go. Their standards become your ceiling if you are not careful. This is where weak associations become dangerous, not because they are openly harmful, but because they are quietly limiting. Weak associations drain focus. They introduce doubt. They normalize average thinking. Over time, they shift your priorities without you realizing it. And the most dangerous part is this: they feel comfortable. There is no pressure to grow, no challenge to your decisions, no reason to push beyond what is familiar. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that alliances must be chosen with precision. The wrong circle does not need to betray you to weaken you. It only needs to hold you in place. Because when you stay surrounded by people who lack direction, ambition, or discipline, your own standards begin to adjust downward. You tolerate more, you expect less, you delay action, and slowly, your position weakens. Powerful individuals understand this dynamic early. They remove weak associations without noise, no explanations, no conflict, no emotional attachment, because they know something most people ignore. Environment shapes behavior faster than intention ever will. When you eliminate weak associations, your thinking sharpens. Your decisions become clearer. Your tolerance for distraction decreases. You begin moving differently, not because you forced change, but because you removed what was holding you back. And once that shift happens, progress stops feeling difficult. It starts feeling natural, because you are no longer surrounded by forces pulling you in the opposite direction. Fear of being misunderstood. Most people spend their lives trying to be understood. They explain more. They soften their words. They adjust their behavior so others interpret them correctly. It feels reasonable. But Niccolo Machiavelli understood something most people never accept. The need to be understood is a weakness. Because the moment you fear being misunderstood, you start changing yourself to control how others perceive you. And that is where control is lost. You begin filtering your decisions. You hesitate before acting. You avoid moves that might be judged incorrectly, even when they are strategically correct. Your behavior becomes shaped by perception, not by purpose. This creates hesitation, and hesitation creates openings. People quickly recognize when someone is trying to manage how they are seen. It signals uncertainty. It shows that external opinion still holds weight. And anything that holds weight can be used against you. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that powerful individuals are not concerned with being perfectly understood. They are concerned with results. Because perception can always be distorted. No matter how clearly you explain yourself, someone will interpret it differently. Someone will question it. Someone will disagree. Trying to control all of that is impossible. And in the process, you waste energy that should be used for action. Eliminating the fear of being misunderstood changes your position. You stop over-explaining. You stop adjusting your direction. You stop seeking perfect interpretation. You act based on clarity, not approval. And something shifts. People may not fully understand you, but they begin respecting your consistency. Because when someone is not driven by how they are perceived, their behavior becomes harder to influence. They cannot be easily pressured. They cannot be easily redirected. Because their decisions are not built on interpretation. They are built on intent. And that is what makes them stable and difficult to control. The desire to be liked. People believe being liked is an advantage. They try to be agreeable. They avoid tension. They shape their behavior to stay acceptable. It feels safe. But Niccolo Machiavelli understood something most people ignore. The desire to be liked is one of the fastest ways to lose power. Because the moment you prioritize being liked, your decisions stop being strategic. They become emotional. You hesitate before disagreeing. You soften your stance when pressure appears. You avoid necessary conflict because you don't want to damage how others feel about you. And that changes everything. People quickly sense when someone is trying to maintain approval. It shows in small adjustments, in hesitation, in the way decisions are delayed to avoid discomfort. And once that need is visible, it becomes leverage, because now your behavior can be influenced. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that power requires the ability to act without seeking universal acceptance. A person who needs to be liked will always compromise at the wrong moment, not because they lack intelligence, because they fear rejection. That fear makes them predictable. They will avoid conflict. They will choose comfort over control. And predictable people are easy to manage. Powerful individuals operate differently. They are not focused on being disliked, but they are not dependent on being liked. Their decisions are based on direction, not approval. They understand that respect and likability are not the same. Respect comes from consistency, clarity, and strength. Likability often comes from accommodation. When you eliminate the need to be liked, your behavior changes. You speak directly. You act without hesitation. You accept that not everyone will agree with you. And something shifts. People may not always like you, but they begin taking you seriously. Because the moment you stop chasing approval, you stop being controlled by it. Comfort in predictability. Most people feel safe when life becomes predictable. They follow routines. They repeat behaviors. They move in patterns that others can easily understand. It feels stable. But Niccolo Machiavelli understood something most people overlook. Predictability makes you controllable. The moment your behavior becomes consistent in a visible way, people begin mapping you. They learn your reactions, your habits, your limits. Over time, they no longer respond to you in the moment. They anticipate you. And once someone can anticipate you, they gain an advantage. Because now they are not reacting. They are preparing. This is where control quietly shifts. When your actions follow the same pattern, others begin positioning themselves around that pattern. They know when you will speak, how you will respond, and what you are likely to do next. And that knowledge reduces your influence. Niccolo Machiavelli warned that power requires a degree of unpredictability, not chaos, but controlled variation. When people cannot fully read you, they remain cautious. They hesitate. They observe. And that hesitation gives you space. Comfort in predictability removes that advantage. It makes your behavior easy to interpret and easy to counter. Powerful individuals avoid becoming completely readable. They maintain consistency in direction, but flexibility in behavior. They change timing. They adjust responses. They do not allow others to fully map their patterns. Because once your pattern is understood, your moves can be neutralized. Eliminating comfort in predictability does not mean becoming random. It means becoming strategic. You choose when to follow a pattern and when to break it, and that choice creates uncertainty. Because the person who cannot be fully predicted cannot be easily controlled. You've just seen how control really works. Not through force, not through noise, but through precision. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They'll go back to reacting, explaining, staying predictable. But a few will recognize what this actually is. A shift. Because once you start removing these patterns, once you stop giving away control in small, unnoticed ways, everything changes. The way people respond to you changes. The way you move changes. The position you hold changes. This is not motivation. This is awareness. And awareness, applied correctly, becomes power. So if this gave you a different perspective, make it visible. Like the video. Share it with someone who still plays the obvious game. Comment control if you understand what most people missed here. And subscribe, because the next move is not learning more. It's learning how to use it.